2 months into the shutdown, 42 million families are struggling to figure out how to feed their loved ones. Congress is no longer in recess, yet there's still no vote, no compromise, just complete silence. While food pantries overflow and federal workers brace for another unpaid week, lawmakers remain behind closed doors, unable to reach a decision. Starting this month, Americans will no longer be able to feed their families because President Donald Trump and his administration chose not to release emergency funds for SNAP, effectively blocking food stamp benefits for millions. The USDA announced it would not use emergency funds to sustain the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, SNAP, during the shutdown. Trump stated that he would not release food stamp funds, blaming Democrats, accusing them of prioritizing health care for illegal aliens and gender mutilation procedures over feeding Americans. Democratic-led states are suing the Trump administration, saying that the decision to withhold food aid is cruel and unconstitutional. The law says Congress created a contingency fund for SNAP, food stamps, to ensure benefits continue during emergencies like a government shutdown. This fund currently holds over $5 billion. As of Friday, the Supreme Court let the Trump admin withhold these funds. That means payments will be delayed for all food stamp recipients. Republican leadership is standing behind Trump, blaming Democrats for prioritizing woke policies over feeding Americans. I think in this case, it's clear that Republicans are blaming Democrats to deflect from the administration's own refusal to act. Some Republican governors and state officials are actually quietly pushing back, concerned about the economic and humanitarian fallout. The air smells of jasmine and imported truffle oil. Beneath a ceiling crafted by artisans flown in from Tuscany, senators sip aged scotch while debating whether millions of us deserve dinner. Outside, a mother packs a school lunch with crackers and ketchup, praying the shutdown ends before she has to tell her son there's no more food. Meanwhile, Trump is focusing on renovating the White House, showcasing a brand new ballroom, while ignoring the humiliation faced by struggling Americans. He even has the balls to proudly display the lavish addition in a country where children, seniors, and veterans are struggling to find their next meal. As some kids survive on a handful of cereal dust for dinner, our government is unveiling a $300 million ballroom, luxurious, secure, and celebrated. Its gleaming floors starkly contrast with shuttered school cafeterias. Thousands of employees are missing weeks of paychecks, and essential personnel, such as active duty military and DHS law enforcement, are only receiving partial. The United States isn't lacking in resources. It's falling behind due to poor leadership and politicians who prioritize power over empathy and optics over obligation. The November deadline for food stamps funding wasn't just a fiscal pressure move. Trump has clearly stated that he would not use emergency funds to assist the 42 million Americans because Democrats refuse to comply with his demands. People relying on food stamp assistance have been notified that their benefits won't be distributed right as the holiday season approaches. The USDA has already issued a warning about insufficient funds to cover November disbursements, leaving food banks preparing for a surge in demand. Yet Congress still goes home to a hot meal on the table and a $300 dinner. I'm not saying that I support the legislation proposed by the Democrats, but our president and Congress playing political games while the country's economy is spiraling into an even deeper hole is not okay. In fact, it's downright disgusting. We claim to live in one of the greatest nations. However, political brinkmanship leaves millions of people hungry. What kind of greatness allows men and women to starve to make a point? Food and healthcare have now become bargaining chips. In the Trump administration, the phrase "making America great" was frequently used. However, with the leaders we have now, America might never regain the greatness it once had. When lawmakers cannot unite to make decisions for the good of the country, they fail both the nation and its people. These decisions will impact the well-being of every low-income family, single parent, and elderly person, those who this broken system has historically always let down.